Yeah, hello. Yeah, hello, hello. Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We are at the last session of our pediatric dentistry with child management. Before that, as people will join, we'll do a quick revision. We'll do a quick revision of yesterday's session, okay? I'll say day before yesterday's session, especially for those who missed it. So, in the last session, we had discussion regarding stainless steel crowns, uh, in which cases go for a crown, in which cases not, followed by caries management with SDF, that is silver diamine fluoride. So, doing a quick revision of day before yesterday's session regarding stainless steel crowns, in which I told regarding GIC and composite have a high failure rates compared, and if you want any tooth to stay longer or good corneal seal after our pulpotomy or pulpectomy procedure, we need to have a strong long lasting restoration, which is comes with the help of stainless steel crown. Indications of two or more surfaces, and if we need to retain the tooth for longer than 2 years following pulpectomy, pulpotomy, yeah. In cases as abutment tooth for space maintainers, very important, high caries susceptibility, developmental defects of enamel, and especially in first molars when 7 has not yet erupted. So, following the selection of a crown, two things are very important, that is the mesiodistal dimension and occlusal height. So, I'll say most important is mesiodistal dimension, as occlusal height we can adjust, and the size will be such that it won't go freely. There will be a slight snugly fitting, that is slight resistant to seating. So in terms of reduction, we just need to do occlusal reduction 1 to 1.5, a little proximal slicing to have a clearance for the crown to seat, and no or minimal buccolingual retention, because buccally the cervical constriction which is there, which gives retention to the stainless steel crowns. So more commonly we have occlusion and a little proximal reduction with less of buccal lingual reduction. So this was the procedure. After selecting the correct mesodistal width of the crown, we just mark with a pencil regarding the occlusogingival length of the tooth to be restored, that is after the preparation, and we'll just cut the extra length with the scissors just below the marking, and followed by a little modification on the margins regarding to finishing, and followed by adaptation. So once we have done a good preparation, we can just check the crown following a mesodistal width. For occlusal gingival width, we just need to cut it with the help of markings, and once it is done, we'll follow the gingival contour very similar to the buccal architecture and the lingual architecture of the crowns, followed by a little modification with the pliers. You can use a normal plier also, you can buy specific pliers also, and we'll just walk the plier all around the margins to have a good snap fit with the finger to the crowns. And once the crowns have been crimped and everything is done, you can do the checking with the help of Explorer, with fine margins being merged with the cervical area. It should go at least a millimeter into 0.5 millimeter into the sulcus, that is within the sulcus, but no blanching should be seen. If blanching is there, you need to more trim it, and followed by cementation. And cementation should be done from lingual to buccal. Okay. So after post cementation, all the basic criterias, and also I told that in few techniques we just don't need to do occlusal reduction. Also, we just do proximal slicing or separation with the help of proximal separation with the help of separators, and we just put the crown, and within few weeks the occlusion adapts. That is because of the pliable soft bone. That is the tooth sinks. And other common crowns like Fiagro crowns, zirconia strip celluloid crowns are also available, but cheap, easily doing is our stainless steel crowns. Followed by we spoke about SDF concept. SDF क्या है? Silver diamine fluoride है. It is a technique which was advocated in 2016, especially in pediatric patients for arresting of the caries. So basically, it was a breakthrough therapy because we don't need to excavate the caries also. After good isolation and scraping all the debris, we can just apply with the applicator tip. ठीक है, the composition is silver, amine and fluoride, high fluoride content, high silver content. Basically, it's a chemotherapeutic agent by ideally, and because of the strong antibacterial properties of silver and high fluoride, it forms a very strong barrier. And only disadvantage is that it forms a black discoloration, but the arrest of the caries is proven. Technique is very simple, not technique sensitive. Just we have to avoid any contact of the solution to other external and internal structures. Good isolation is required. Followed by, after removing all the debris from the cavity, you can apply the SDF with the applicative tip as I mentioned. Keep it for a minute or 2 or 3 minutes are good enough. Let it dry, and then you can remove your cotton rolls. Only the drawback which is that it leaves a dark black color. For that also I told we can add a good composite restoration. Following the basic protocols. So this is the features. So this is a cavity, for example, decay is there after application of this silver diamine fluoride. The caries gets arrested, and the longevity we can say on an average you can check after few weeks also. If you feel we need to apply once more, you can. If you feel some caries arrest has not been taken place, and to maintain the longevity of the treatment you can do at least twice a year, good enough. So, and followed by, if you want to cover the anesthetic appearance, because there are chances that the parents won't accept this discolored or this discolored, so you can do a coverage of the restoration, that is once the caries has been arrested with SDF followed, or you can go for a good composite restoration. The protocols for composite restorations are good enough. It will bond to the non-SDF areas, that is the margins. A little reduction in bonding will be there in the SDF area, so you can little scrape the dentine and then do the bonding. That's it. So these were the basic things which I discussed 2 days back regarding stainless steel crown and silver diamine fluoride. I know that session the slides were not that clear, so I think today it's clear enough. And now we'll start with, briefly I'll be telling you regarding child management. See, so most of the techniques in child management we already know, because in our dentistry or in other parts also, most of the things we know in and out, but we don't follow these steps in a practically step-by-step manner. So today I'll combine most of the techniques which we have already studied in management of the child in a very simplified manner, step by step, which you can follow. So once all the slides will be over, I'll give a simple protocol, step by step manner, in which as the child enters your dental clinic to the time he leaves for the other sittings, you can follow very simple techniques, and most of the patients, 80 to 90% of patients will be managed by following these simple techniques. So these I'll be focusing on the non-pharmacological techniques, that is behavior management. Okay. So behavior management में briefly what I'll be telling is कि the talking to the patient or conversation is very important. Greeting the child when he enters, not only by you but also the other staff members, with a smile is very important. You have to be friendly. The most important part is being friendly. You have to make him familiarize with the clinical environment, so that he is cooperative and he is able to you are able to perform treatments as per your need. So the more soft and friendly you are with the child, the better he responds for the treatment, most of the cases. And always compliment and give small tokens of appreciation for its nice behavior. It's like that. What I'll say, there's most of the protocols which I'll be discussing today, we can follow in most of our adult patients also, especially those who are very anxious. So these protocols which we'll be discussing, which you already know most of them, will not only help in your pediatric patients but also many anxious patients who have their first experience to a dental clinic or had a previous bad experience to a dental clinic. So how you can unlearn and relearn or unlearn the earlier experience to that patients and give a positive environment in your clinic by following some simple techniques or tips so that you can go for the treatment. So as I explained earlier also, the first 50% of the battle to do a treatment in a pediatric patient is child management, and my focus is on the behavior management, because if we can manage the child with good child management techniques through several behavior modification techniques, it's very easy and duplicable, and the patient or the child is also very happy to return to your clinic. तो ये छोटे छोटे steps हैं which I'll be discussing. So as we all know, the child who is coming to your clinic can be cooperative, can be apprehensive, can be fearful, can be hypermotive, emotionally stubborn, handicapped. तो बहुत सारी variety of childs can come, okay, and we never know how the child is there. Though first impression, how the child behaves or how he talks or how he sees you, you get an idea. But still, you need to first assess before starting any procedure. You with the behavior and the communication with the child and the parents, you will come to know. You will get an idea, and how the procedures will you have to plan accordingly. So before that, I want you to get familiarized with the basic terms which we can use especially for a pediatric child. Lot of terms. Now, as rubber dam has to be used in most of our cases, I'll say almost 100% of cases. So a raincoat for the rubber dam, tooth button for rubber dam clamp, rubber dam frame के लिए coat rack, sealant के लिए tooth paint, topical fluoride gel for cavity fighter, air syringe, wind gun, water syringe, water gun, suction vacuum cleaner, alginate pudding, study model statues, and high speed eroters as a whistle and low speed as a motorcycle. So I'll be telling you other basic terms also. So these are the common terms you should be familiar, and as we will proceed to the session, we'll be going into the more detailed part. So as the patient enters the clinic, step by step you have to follow a ladder type pattern, so that all the behavior techniques which we will be discussing can be followed in a practically manner which you can implement in your practice. Very, very important. So before the patient entering, to the point you are checking his teeth with a mouth mirror, or before that lot of communication with the parents and child is also there. To the point he sits on the dental chair, and to the point you do a treatment. Step by step you have to follow a lot of things. And as we all know, many of the restorative procedures are still easy to perform, but the problem lies when you have to give an local anesthetic agent. So starting from a topical anesthetic on his hand to a drop of anesthetic on his hand dripping, followed by on the mucosa and pre-injection small infiltration, followed by the main dose. So these are the two things, that is dealing the patient when he enters the operatory to the treatment part, and followed by whenever we have to give a local anesthesia, starting from topical to dripping to injecting. We have to follow step by step ladder pattern to make him familiar with our dental clinic environment. Okay, so starting with the basic part, what is a very catchy, if we have a very fascinating dental clinic with lot of cartoons, or the chair is also specifically dedicated to a pediatric patient, it works great. So I will say, if you have such type of clinic, 20 to 25% of your patient management is very easily managed because he is very happy, because the child or the I'll say who comes to your clinic, they will get attracted to such type of practices. But still, as we may not have such type of clinics, so we can also temporarily modify a clinic, especially for the pediatric patient. For example, if we have an appointment for a pediatric patient, we can put a lot of cartoons, charts of cartoons, posters, or few, I'll say, teddy bears or other cartoons on the chair line, so that he's familiar, more friendly. Because initially, before your communication also, when he enters the operatory or the enters your waiting area, he sees. The child is a very strong observant. He will have a very strong connect of the environment. So positive energy environment with good bright colors works great. So if not, but still we can have a waiting or dental operatory with bright colors, with few toys and cartoons, as we explained, temporarily, at least for that patient. We can have a setup. We can have a temporary setup when we are doing a pediatric patients. So before starting any procedure or making the child come to an operatory, it's very important that we should have a good communication. So before we start, as the child enters to the clinic, if you have a good attractive clinic with bright colors and happy staff, is always attracted. And also attire of the dentist is very important. Initially it is preferred that you communicate, or the child has a eye contact with you as a normal person, rather than with a white coat or a mask, which I feel would be a very difficult situation now post COVID. And also plan for example, if you have an appointment, plan for morning appointments if possible in holidays. Now so it's a holiday only for all the children's. And avoid on the nap timings, very important. Afternoon का जो nap timing होता है post school, always avoid the treatment at that time. They will be very uncooperative. It will be very difficult to maintain. And make shorter appointments as much as possible. Okay. So team efforts plays a very important role, because the first eye contact of the child when he enters your dental practice is the other staffs and the receptionist. So a very warm welcome should be there. Matlab, it is must. I'll say not only for a pediatric patient, for any patient who comes. A warm, grateful welcome to a pediatric or a normal adult patient should be there. So you have to train your staffs, receptionist, for a strong greeting, that is greeting them with a smile and saying hello and all, etc. If you know the name, you can call the child by the name. It plays a very strong role. If you call the child by the name, or any patient with the name, so they have a very strong confidence. They get a very strong confidence towards you, because they feel good. Whenever you call a person by its name, it is always a good feeling, rather than calling him a patient. Okay. So this gives basically a soothing effect to the nerves of the child, because he is initially first time or having a previous bad experience coming to a second clinic. So this way he'll find difference from the other clinic, or first time when he's entering, he'll get more, the warm welcome will give him, he'll be more comfortable while entering. Okay. So functional questionnaire, very important. So before you meet the child or you communicate with the child, you should have briefly some knowledge regarding the child, like whether he has undergone any past dental or medical treatment, and very important, anxiety level of the parents, because most of the children will mimic the anxiety level as the parents are having. So we can have a communication with the parents first regarding their anxiety level. This could be done in a phone conversation also. And also very important, the child, see, we have to know the child also. So we get some idea from the parents, and second, we get an idea by knowing about the child from the parents. Regarding, if for example he had a toothache, the child is much aware, so whether he has complained for the pain, or very important what I will tell you, to know about the child's siblings, his friends, those are in the school, or his I'll say the child's nickname or his school name along with his friends names, his likings and dislikings, his favorite cartoons, games. अगर ये चीजें आपको पहले ही पता होंगी ना, तो when you start your communication with the child by saying him hello with his name, and when you start his communication with all the common things which you already know, especially for the child, it will give a very strong connect with the child, because initial communication, when he's having first initial communication, first I'll say consultation, he'll be very much comfortable to the clinic. And I always advise, if possible, if it's not an emergency situation, you can always have a good communication with the child in the first sitting, and always plan for the second sitting, and you will see, if you have a good communication, this for the second sitting, child would be eager enough to go to a dental clinic. Okay, so this I have experienced in my practice only, that the child himself is always telling to her parents that he has to go to his dental clinic if he has a great first experience. So for having a great first experience, you need to have a good knowledge about the child itself, especially cartoons and all plays a very strong role. Okay, because when I'll be telling you the distraction techniques, in these techniques, this will help you a lot. So discussion with the child about his favorite games and activities helps immensely in gaining the child's confidence and having and allaying his fear and anxiety. So we always know most of the childs are fear and anxious before entering a dental practice or whatever doctor he is going, because he has a false image in his mind regarding injections with every doctor he goes. So for that, we have to be different from the other dentist in a way, being more communicative, praising the child, welcoming the child, greeting the child, calling him by her or his name, and knowing about the child and interacting about his favorite activities and games and toys and other cartoons, so that he is more friendly, he feels more friendly, and his fear and anxiety is almost gone. We have to play with the child's fear and anxiety, making him more comfortable. ठीक है, distraction बनाना है with time. And also, when you are planning for a pediatric patient, always have a positive approach. Okay, positive approach in terms of you doing good treatment, and you will be able to manage the child. This thing, if you already have in your subconscious mind, that positive thinking, that positive environment will be seen, and the chances of child, even an uncooperative child, going for a treatment is very high. So positive thinking leads to positive vibes from the treatment provider, that is us, which more often than not brings out a positive acceptable behavior from the child. So more often, if you are positive, you have a positive thing, these positive vibes will come, and the child will have a acceptable behavior. So not only for the cooperative child, because we know some childs are initially cooperative and later on they become uncooperative. So our focus is not only on the uncooperative child, but also on a cooperative child to stay cooperative, specifically when we have to go for lengthy procedures or multiple sitting procedures. So every sitting, every step which you perform has to be planned and done, because any negative thought or negative approach of you towards the child can have a negative impact, and the child returning to for the remaining sittings or going for the further treatment would get hit or will have a negative impact. So it's very important, always have a positive environment, and how to say positive words, how to praise the child, I'll be explaining. So next is non-verbal communication. As I was discussing regarding the eye contact, the patient have special senses, the child has a special senses, he senses how the environment is there. So when a child enters the operatory, he should be greeted, as I've already explained to you, handshake works great. But now after this COVID-19, I feel it would be very difficult because all the staff would be covered, and this would be a little tricky in managing a pediatric patient. So, a gentle pat, even during the treatment, occasional patting or smiling relaxes the child and makes him more obedient. So, the positive environment which you are creating is not only when you are greeting but also when you are doing procedures. Okay. And moving towards verbal communication. So, after greeting and all, as I told, when you have a good knowledge about the child's behavior, child likings and dislikings, siblings, his favorite cartoon, toys, etc., there starts the communication. The child should be told about the procedure. Yeah. So, in the first setting, when you have a good communication with the child regarding his likes and dislikes, or mainly talking about his likes and making him comfortable and allaying his fear and anxiety. In the second sitting, when you have to start the procedure, you can first of all go for a tell, show, do technique, which I'll be explaining, and followed by there should be a good communication. So the childs are very I'll say observative. They observe everything. So any new thing or new instrument you pick up, if you don't tell the child or show the child, he'll be very much anxious. So always, whenever starting with a procedure, you should have good words and telling small things in the child's language. For that, mirror, which I told you, scraping the probe on the nail, with a lot of other terms. For the aerator, we have other terms. For three-way syringe, we have other terms. So these are the way we have to communicate in the child's language. Okay. So as I told, X-ray के लिए photo बोल दिया, X-ray machine camera, rubber dam raincoat, aerator is a whistle, three-way syringe is a air water gun, and suction is a vacuum cleaner. So communication should be in these terms, as we all know. So during the treatment, the child should be praised for cooperation. Very important. Even after a small checkup, just keep on praising. And I'll say this you can do in your adult patients also. They feel very good. Everybody likes praise. Okay? Though we are more focused on pediatric, I'll say most of the techniques have to be followed in almost every patient. So during the treatment, the child should be praised for cooperation by telling specific words like, for example, if somebody is going for a treatment, if he is opening his mouth, so you have to say in such a way, you are opening your mouth very well. Thank you for not moving. So these small tips or words, when you say कि very good बेटा, अच्छे से मुंह खोल रहे हो, अच्छे हो, आप बहुत हिल नहीं रहे हो, मतलब positive words बोलने से he'll be more motivated for procedures rather than a child getting annoyed in 5-10 minutes of he not going for a treatment. So they small words. So keep on speaking, keep on using positive words while the procedure, so that we are always modeling the child in terms of our communication, and he's always I'll say more diverted towards our saying rather than the procedure which is taking place. Because if the child is focusing on the procedure which is being taking place in his mouth, he'll be very anxious. And what I'll say, I'll just describe this the three very important components in verbal communication. That is, first is active listening, because when you communicate, the child will also have a tendency to tell few things. Okay, so when he is speaking or when he is telling anything about himself or whatever he likes, we have to be a very patient listener. So dentist should listen carefully to the child. This helps in understanding the child's fears or problems, because he himself will tell if he would have undergone any procedure, any previous clinic, or he must have read about the fear or from his siblings or from his parents or his friends and all regarding a dental treatment, he automatically will speak up. So these communication with the child are very important. You have to be patient listener. So secondly, this makes the child feel that he is being given importance, thus increasing the child's cooperation. So be a patient listener. Okay, don't. Whenever you're going for a pediatric patient, just think first 15 to 20 minutes would be focused on the first 50% of the treatment, that is patient management, and remaining 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever according to the procedure, would be focused on the treatment. So these small things help us a lot, especially in private clinical practices. Second component in verbal communication after being a patient listener is appropriate responses. Yes, very important. Starting from the first sitting, the dentist should respond to the child in a manner in very appropriate situation. In the first sitting, the dentist should never, I'll say never ever express any displeasure over the misbehavior of the child, because it's not that most of the time there will be a one or two patient who won't be cooperative, who will not be cooperative, will be misbehaving, but you have to be patient enough and you don't have to show any displeasure. For example, if you have to go for a lot of treatment, lot of fillings or few pulpectomies, in the first sitting the child may misbehave a lot, but don't express this displeasure over the misbehavior of the child, because this will create a negative impression and the further sittings would be very difficult to manage. So we have to be patient, very patient for pediatric patients. And third is problem ownership. Yeah, this is also very important. For example, a child is not opening his mouth, okay, so it's a problem, okay, rather than saying that why you are not opening your mouth, why you are not opening your mouth, it's better to say in other words that because he has to undergo some treatment, just tell him if he not open his mouth, the treatment would not be able to be done. Okay? So instead we'll say I will not able to work if you don't open your mouth, rather than telling why you are not opening the mouth. These are small things. Lot of other things are also there which you will do, which you must be doing in your practice. Rather than saying negative words, making these negative words into positive words, which is beneficial for the child itself. Ask, tell, ask. Yeah, initial settings में बहुत सारा patients, the childs are very I'll say curious for all the small things, so they'll talk a lot. For that you have to communicate, you have to ask him, you have to tell them, you have to again ask him. For example, first the child is asked about how he is feeling, especially when he is anxious or scared, you have to make him more comfortable. Then he is reassured ki the treatment won't be painful, and after this reassurance we have to ask him again so that he maintains his relaxation stage. I usually follow these steps in all of my adults patient. Okay, now the most important and accepted technique is the tell chew door technique. So now as you are starting a procedure, you have to make the child familiar to all the components in his own wordings. First you will tell, for example, for a 3-way, you will tell it, you tell in terms of child's language, followed by you will show how it works, and then you will work on the patient's mouth, especially for the eroters also. So child is told about the procedure in the language which he understands, followed by showing it and then doing it. So then the child is shown the instrument, as you can see in the photographs also, and then followed by he gets relaxed and assured, and then you can start with your procedure. Now this slide is very important. It's regarding truthfulness. Yeah, because what I have observed in lot of practices, we tend to hide the injections, okay, and then suddenly we try to give an injection and the child becomes so much uncooperative that he is not willing for the treatment at all. So now, because you have developed a very strong communication with the child, he has got connected also, you are explaining, you are listening, तो एक cycle बन गई, एक positive energy वाला environment बन गया है. Now if you tell the patient also regarding the injection, and you will tell that the tooth will be at sleep, and regarding telling a little pray, by communicating, by seeing the patient, थोड़ा hypnotic technique बहुत काम आती है इसमें. If you know few hypnosis techniques, it works great, and then doing its worth. So what I have observed, most of the children, if we tell before only कि we may have to go for injection which will be a little or almost not painful because we are applying topical also, they are more cooperative while you giving injections rather than hiding it and then suddenly give, because that time they will be more anxious because he is not expecting any LA or injection and then you are inserting injection and then he'll be very apprehensive, very difficult, and most of the time he will not go for the treatment at all. So it's better when you have that communication with the child to tell him in his language so that he adapts. And very important, tolerance also. Dentist must be patient and tolerant, because chances are there in the initial sittings he may not be tolerant enough, so we can reschedule the appointment. These things are specially for the uncooperative or I'll say hyperactive patients. So we should be tolerant enough, we can reschedule, we can do multiple settings, but making the child comfortable. So they should not vent out in anger. Okay, very important. Because now managing the child, and earlier how we used to manage the child with several aversive techniques is totally different. Now the parents and the child both, in the current scenario of practice, we have to have a very positive behavior management technique. None of the aversive like home technique or the restraining technique is now used and is not acceptable also. They'll be more acceptable for the, I'll say, pharmacological management rather than these other restraining techniques. So our main focus is mainly on the soft skills, having good communication with the child and then doing procedures. So few other techniques which I'll be sharing with you which are very helpful are the desensitization. तो उसमें क्या, children who have a bad previous medical or dental experience, especially for those, they may not allow any painful procedure to be undertaken, even a small spoon excavator also, because they have a mind makeup that dental procedures will be painful wherever they go, it will cause pain. तो उन child में a lot of skills, soft skills and your communication skills would work in terms of unlinking the negative association and dissociating the negative behaviors. Okay, तो इन पेशेंट्स में हमें अपने कम्युनिकेशन स्किल से जो नेगेटिव एसोसिएशन को अनलिंक करके डिसोसिएट करना है, दैट वील बी डिस्कसिंग नाउ इन द फर्दर स्लाइड्स. एंड कम्युनिकेटिंग एंड सक्सेसिव अप्रोक्सीमेशन आर मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल और यूजफुल इन दिस पर्पस. तो बेसिकली अवॉइडेंस, स्पेशली अगर चाइल्ड बहुत ज्यादा अनकोऑपरेटिव है और ही इज स्पेशली ही हैज अंडरगोन बैड और प्रीवियस एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ pain and all, you can always start with simple non-invasive treatment procedures like small restoration rather than pulpectomy or pulpotomy. Substitution, very important. For example, aerator is not being comfortable, you can use a good sharp spoon excavator, hypo की जगह saline. These are the substitution at that point when you are doing the treatment, when the patient is uncooperative. And this distraction technique, what I'll say, works great. I'll say works great. How? Because most of the child, when you know about his favorite cartoon or toys or whatever it is, you can give him a, I'll say, a tab or a phone in which he's so much distracted or so much into the favorite cartoons and all, that you can easily perform his procedures. Some of the doctors have placed their LED on the top of the chair or on the ceiling, especially for the pediatric patient, so that when they are doing the procedure, the patient mind is totally distracted towards the cartoon or whatever the things that he is watching on the audiovisual aid. So this is the VR, this is the, I'll say, next generation dental treatment which we can perform in our pediatric patients, in which he is more focused on his audiovisual aids, and we can aram se perform this technique. This works great actually, especially, and the child becomes busy watching and the dentist is able to proceed with the treatment. So for 4 to 6 years old, अब अगर बच्चा बहुत ज़्यादा छोटा है, स्टोरी टेलिंग वर्क्स ग्रेट. तो you have to have a good knowledge of small stories, or small singing, whatever the child likes, in diverting his attention. So अब distraction का हमें idea लग गया how it helps, especially with the audio visual aids. And also we can also add one more thing, that when the child is not obeying for the instructions, he can be told that if he goes for a good behavior, we'll give breaks or we'll provide some audio visual which he wants. तो initially उसको audio visual देने का है, वो ट्रीटमेंट करा लेगा. अगर नहीं कराएगा, just stop it and just tell them if he will allow us to perform the procedure, then he'll be gifted a break or a small audiovisual aid to watch out so that we can perform our procedure. These are the small distraction procedures which we can add. And very important, parent child separation. It is a very I'll say subjective topic regarding parent child separation, because few children which have a very strong connect, or very small children will require the parent to be in the operatory, especially when the patient is anxious regarding separation from the patient. But on the other aspect, a compensatory, overprotected or overindulgent parent can actually worsen the situation. You must have experienced this. So in such type of condition, the separation of the parent from the child is very useful, especially for an uncooperative child, and particularly if the parent is one which is which I have mentioned कि overprotective and all है. तो उसमें क्या होगा, in this also we can add this distraction, or we can, I'll say, this contingent escape, that if he is not willing for the treatment, we'll tell the parents will go outside the operator. If they'll be, I'll say, more cooperative, then the parent can sit inside. So these are small tips you can add. And lastly, I'll like to add voice control. In children's who are not very cooperative, voice controls plays a very impactful role, even in very young children also, because sometimes we have to be a little loud on our voice or our instructions so that child obeys all the instructions. तो अभी के present dental scenario में only the voice is the thing which we can raise our voice, that's it, during the procedures, because other aversive things like home and restraining or pedi strap are almost gone in managing our pediatric patients, because now the parents are very much concerned. Okay, they will be willing for other treatment modalities, but they won't like other aversive conditions. Okay, तो pitch of the voice फिर भी acceptable हो जाता है. तो स्पेशली रेजिस्टेंट चाइल्ड में, विलफुल चाइल्ड में, फियरफुल चाइल्ड में, स्पेशली फियरफुल चाइल्ड में इट वर्क्स ग्रेट. एंड ऑल्सो इवन इन लेट इन्फेंसी और अर्ली टॉडलर, if you have a little high in the tone, the child is very cooperative. However, the child should not hurt or shamed or belittled. मतलब आपने वॉइस थोड़ी टोन बढ़ा दी, मगर at the same time you should not be in such a way that he feels a little shamed or hurt. Okay, so these are the following things, and flexibility of appointments plays a very important role. That dentist should be flexible enough. If the patient is uncooperative, reappoint, and treatment should never be forced. Okay, because it has a very serious negative effect on the psyche of the patient, and chances of him for returning another visit is drastically decreased. So as we are being so patient for all the steps, even if he is not willing for the treatment in that, just postpone, be flexible enough. Okay. And lastly, I'll just brief it everything. Systemic desensitization plays a very important role. It helps the child to get acclimatized. कैसे? Here the child is introduced to the dental treatment in step-by-step manner. जैसे first sitting में just go for a consultation and X-rays, followed by you can start with a very simple procedure, as I mentioned before, restorative. and then as the patient gets adapted, you can go with the pulpectomy or pulpotomy procedures where you need to give LA का मैंने आपको बता दिया है स्टेप बाय स्टेप, स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम टॉपिकल ऑन हिज हैंड टू अ ड्रॉप ऑन हिज हैंड, फॉलोड बाय टॉपिकल ऑन हिज म्यूकोजा, a drop on his mucosa, and followed by pre-injection, and followed by giving complete dose of LA. So this process gradually acclimatizes the child for a dental treatment. So the effective management of all the steps which I have told you may not be helpful in all childs, but I'll say if you follow these small steps, in 80 to 90% of children we are able to manage. In very uncooperative patients, we may have to go for a pharmacological management like hypnosis, I'll say more of psychotic therapy, and also lastly you can go for nitrous oxide inhalation or a GA procedures. So following all these small protocols which I have discussed with you, I think these small behavior techniques can help you a lot in behavior management in managing these pediatric patients. So briefly, I'll just brush up the behavior management, I'll say non-pharmacological behavior management with small soft skills, or I'll say different behavior techniques in which we can manage the child, starting when the child enters the operatory, or I'll say the practice. You should be aware of the child before only. So make a temporary arrangement of your clinic in such a way he is attracted towards your clinic. The staff should be very grateful, should greet him, pat him, handshake him. Now it won't be possible now, basically in the post-COVID season though. And followed by, before your communication with the child, you should communicate with the parents on phone call only if possible, to know about the child's favorite sibling, school and all, so that when you start your communication you can correlate with his likings, and then you can develop a strong connect and bond with the child. And followed by, first setting, always prefer to have just a consultation unless it's an emergency situation. In the further settings, you will feel that child automatically is attracted and will be coming to the clinic on time, and he'll be telling his parents that he has to go to the clinic. And once you start the procedure, always tell show do techniques works great. And those patients who are not cooperative, different techniques which I have explained you, like I'll say praising the child. If he does go for the treatment, you will gift him. You can always have few toys, few small toothbrushes, or any small, I'll say stationery also, as a positive praisal to the child if he goes for the good treatment. And as far as possible, the more time you spend in the communication before starting the procedure, the more he will be cooperative in your dental chair. So slowly and gradually, what I feel, if you just divide this thing in multiple settings, can help us to perform most of our routine procedures. And local anesthesia also we can perform if we initially only discuss with the child that we have to give that, rather than going for a LA without making him aware. And distraction technique and other different techniques works great. So guys, this is the session which I have discussed till now, and hope these small tips may help you. And though I know most of us know all these small techniques, but still we don't have a basic protocol which we can follow. So going through this session which I took, you can make a small protocol for your practice or for your pediatric patient, which you can follow in all your patients, so that you are able to manage the first 50% of the treatment by behavior management and remaining 50% by your skills. So if any queries are welcomed, you can have any queries in the comment box. So I'll be just finishing up the session, and the videos will be uploaded at my YouTube channel. You can subscribe it, and any queries are always welcomed in the comment box. So the next session will be on Sunday. We'll be starting a new topic, and it's a great clinical thing and very common findings which we have in a lot of patients regarding halitosis. We'll be discussing that. So now I think everybody is clear enough. We'll just end up the session. I'll say goodbye and thank you all for being such patient